Hi, I'm Kelly Stain, and welcome to my expert series. This is where I like to bring you insight on living well, planning ahead, and aging with confidence with various experts. So today I have Jill Oler here with me, aka Mrs. Medicare. Her and her husband are the Medicare experts, and I'm eager to learn more and have her share her expertise today. So, Jill, thanks so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
So, I would love if you could introduce yourself and share a little bit about yourself and also why you are the Mr. and Mrs. Medicare.
Absolutely. So, yes, my name is Jill Oler. My husband and I own our company. It's called Mr. and Mrs. Medicare. And the name kind of tells you exactly what we do. We help seniors navigate the Medicare world.
Which is pretty complex, right? It
It
can
is extremely confusing.
be. That's why I wanted you today to explain some of this and, share some insight to help others to best prepare. Um,
Absolutely.
so I guess let's get started. So when should they start the process of enrolling in Medicare? Like when should they talk with you? What age is that? What is it a life situation or is it an age?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a couple different times that they want to reach out to us. Number one is probably around 64 and a half. We want to get them before they turn 65, before they go on Medicare, so that we can actually guide them and tell them what to expect ahead of time. We'll talk to anybody even before 64 and a half, but that's just like that golden age where you're thinking about it and it's the time to kind of reach out to somebody just so you can kind of line your ducks in a row. Um, and so, yeah, that's a great time to be introduced to us.
So are you thinking before they retire? And I guess when you retire is when you go on to Medicare. Is that accurate?
Yeah, absolutely. So, not necessarily. So, when you turn 65, you have the opportunity to go on to Medicare. Most people don't understand that they don't have to go on Medicare. So that's one of the things that we like to go over when they first call us. We want to make sure that it's the right time for them to go on Medicare. People have been told that they get a penalty before if they don't go on Medicare exactly when they turn 65. And that's not always the case. There's conditions where that can happen, and there's conditions where they can stay on the employer coverage as well. So if they stay on the employer coverage as well, and they stay on that for a while. Of course, when they're getting ready to retire, that's another time to reach out to us so that we can help guide them on how to start that Medicare process.
Okay. So what are most common mistakes people might make when they're choosing a plan, or is there an option to choose plans, Medicare plan?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good point. So when people come to us, we kind of explain there are two types of plans that you can go with. One is called a Medicare supplement, and the other is called a Medicare Advantage plan. And we just kind of go over the pros and cons and really deep dive into the differences so that people understand exactly what they're getting. I don't know if you know this, Kelly, but our tagline is friends don't let friends do Medicare alone, because
Love
we
it.
truly believe that. As agents and brokers, we take educational classes all the time to keep updated with all the Medicare information that comes in. So it's really hard when someone's doing it on their own without an agent or broker, just because there are a lot of mistakes that they can make. And sometimes those mistakes can be a lifetime of penalties. So we want to try and avoid that.
So how do people find you or find trustworthy people for guidance about their
Yeah,
choices?
absolutely. So a lot of people see, they know that there's agents out there. They don't know that there's agents out there, or they get mixed information about, an agent's going to charge you more for their service and they only do what's in their best interest. And unfortunately, that's not true. That's a myth that's out there. We have a fiduciary right to our clients, so we have to do what's in their best interest. And of course, that's what we want to do because our business wouldn't thrive if we were doing the wrong thing all the time, because most of our business is from referrals. Um, so we want to make sure that our clients are happy with the products that they're getting. And then the other myth that's out there is that people think that there's a cost for our service, and there actually is no cost for our service. We actually get paid through the insurance companies. They give us a commission. And if they were to go directly to the insurance companies, there's a couple different things that are different about going directly to the insurance companies. Number one, that insurance company just gives that in-house sales commission, or gives that commission to their in-house salesperson. So it's the same price whether you go directly to the insurance company or you go through us. The difference in using a broker is that you don't have to be on hold calling the insurance
Right.
companies. You can call us directly. We give out our cell phone, so everybody has that number to call us directly. And 9 times out of 10, we can handle all of your calls. And then the other option is for us, I do have a medical billing background. So anytime anybody has a medical bill that they're unsure of why they've received it or anything like that, I always go over that. And I've actually been known to do three-way calls with doctors' offices because they had coded it incorrectly, and just kind of explain to them how they had coded that incorrectly.
Wow. So yeah, you're giving like a white glove service
A little bit, yeah.
or or not just a one-time transaction of setting them up either, right? You're gonna help
No, not at all. We
throughout.
say once you're with us, if you'll have us for life. Yep.
Well, that's awesome. Um, what could you kind of explain the difference between Medicare and Medicaid? I'm sure a lot of people might not know that.
I sure can. Yeah, a lot of people get mixed up. As people
Yeah.
sometimes call me Mrs. Medicaid instead of Mrs. Medicare. And the difference with Medicare and Medicaid is very simple. With Medicaid, it's aid for people on lower income. So that's a way of trying to remember it because it has that aid in there. It's
Right.
aid for people on lower income levels. So that's insurance to help them out. Medicare is for those turning 65. And Medicare is something that you've been paying into your whole life through taxes. And then you get to reap those benefits when you turn 65 or get ready to retire. So very different, but we do have dual eligible clients that we handle if someone is on Medicaid and they're under 65. So you can go on Medicare if you've been on disability for 2 years, Social Security disability for 2 years, you automatically get your Medicare card. And one of the important things to remember is if you are on Medicaid and you automatically get your Medicare card, the information isn't very clear and people don't understand that Medicare is not going to cover them fully. So it's really important for them to give us a call to get their Medicare, the rest of their Medicare set up for them.
So complicated.
It is. It
Mhm.
is. They have a 6 month window. Once they get that card, they have a 6 month window to get in and out of any supplemental plan without any health questions asked. After those 6 months, they would have to ask the health questions. And unfortunately, if they had a disability, which is usually why they're on it before they're 65, they're going to want to get that product as soon as possible so that they don't miss that window to get that product.
Wow. So yeah, this is really helpful, and you guys provide really good service. Before I forget, can
Uh-huh.
you share best way to contact you guys? And I'll put it
Oh,
on the bottom.
sure, absolutely. So you can either call us directly or you can email us. My email is Jill, Mrs. Medicare at gmail.com. So very easy, no punctuation there, just Jill, Mrs. Medicare at gmail.com. We
Perfect.
also have a website out there. You can Google Mr. and Mrs. Medicare. You'll see us pop right up, and you can contact us right through our website too.
Okay, thank you for sharing that.
Uh-huh.
All right, so if you could give a piece of advice for someone turning 65 next year, what would be one of your biggest pieces of advice to share?
Biggest piece of advice to share is don't do it alone.
Yeah.
Whether you use our service or you use another agent or broker, we highly recommend using an agent or broker. They're going to be helpful, they're going to guide you. If you're not happy with that agent, go with someone else. But most agents are very ethical, and we try to do what's best for the client.
And do you need to have a special training or certification for Medicare? Like
Medicare
you're not a
specifically,
general like health
no,
insurance
no, we don't
broker.
have to have a specific training for Medicare. So, as an insurance license, you do have to take Medicare classes
Okay.
or Medicare exams. And so that you do get educated on that. But for someone like us, that's mainly what we focus on. So we're constantly going to trainings and classes and things like that just to keep getting better so that we can keep getting better at serving our clients.
So yeah, so someone that does general insurance could help you, but they're not as trained and experienced in that in Medicare specifically, right?
You got it. Yeah, I usually say that. So health insurance agents are great. They can do the Medicare piece. A lot of them actually send their clients to us just because
Yeah.
they don't want to do that Medicare piece because they don't know the ins and outs of Medicare. And there's a lot of different tricky situations. We've been doing it for over 20 years. So very familiar with Medicare, and we do consider ourselves the experts in it.
Yeah, so it's just like you go to a specialty doctor, they might be able to figure it out, but you want to go to a doctor for that issue, right? So you're the expert.
Exactly, exactly. Yep, that's a good comparison.
Makes sense. All right, one more question. So, are there any benefits people don't realize they're entitled to at this age?
Yeah, not really. No.
Okay.
I think the one of the misconceptions is that Medicare is going to be free.
Yeah,
So it's really important that people understand that it's not going to be free. You have paid into it, and there are parts of it that will be free, but you still do have to pay into it.
understandable.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't know people thought that it was free.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they're like, "What? We have to pay for Medicare? We've been paying into it our whole life." And I'm like, "I know." So, yeah.
All right. Well, any other tips or tricks that you want to share that you think are helpful that maybe we didn't cover? I mean, I know there's a lot more information, but just, a high level.
Yeah, I guess one of the biggest things is you want to make sure that you know the difference before you choose your plan. You know the difference between a Medicare Advantage plan and a Medicare supplement, and just make an educated decision based off of that.
And this is actually this I just thought of if you're a partner and one, do you have to, it's individual, right? So if I'm
Mhm.
65 and older and go on it, my spouse has to be the same, right? It's not like group.
Yeah, it's not. So if we have that situation happen a lot, like one person is going on and the spouse is not 65 yet, they cannot go on Medicare. When their spouse goes on Medicare, they do have to wait until they're 65.
It's
So we
individual.
do handle those cases as well. We can handle the under 65 until they're ready to go on Medicare as well, just to keep them in-house so that they all have the same agent.
Got it. Makes sense. So that's good to know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Jill. This is really, really helpful.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
I'm sure you're going to really help some people as they're aging and just, know the difference and get the whole point is this is the plan, right? You want to know ahead of time before the time comes that you have to make a quick decision, right? So this is, I think, really helpful. 64 and a half, call you.
Yes, and open enrollment is coming up October 15th to December 7th. So super important to get in contact with your broker or agent. If they're not reaching out to you, make sure you reach out to them because it's an important time to review your plan.
Very good tip. Thank you so much. All right, Jill,
All
AKA Mrs. Medicare. Thank you so much for
right.
being here and talking with me.
Thank you, Kelly, so much.